players through, we should be looking into that. And Callum, you're going to cover some of our youth news on the channel. We are very excited by a number of players. There's three individuals on the screen now that we are very excited about, being Janai Byfield, Luca Williams-Barnett, someone that I talk about a huge amount on my social media, and Teenan Thompson. The under 21s currently are taking a break, so just they're not back until January. But Callum, just let's cover briefly just some updates on the Tottenham youth.
Yeah, so the 18s had a game against Derby County at the weekend. A very positive one, to be honest. Joe Staunton set up with a very strong lineup, and I know we was all messaging and talking about this over the weekend as well, where most of the players from the 18s this season have stepped up to the 21s, being Byfield, Barnett, Thompson, George Feeney's done it a little bit, but this squad is class, to be honest. And realistically, they showed it again at the weekend. They came out with a 2-1 win in the Under-18s Premier League Cup, with a goal coming from Reece Elliott Paris, and someone who is one of my most favourite players at Spurs. He isn't a natural Spurs youth player, but he is someone who we spent a decent 7-figure sum on in the summer. Oliver Boast from Leeds. He was the sort of heir apparent for them, for Harry Gray being Archie's brother, and realistically he's doing bits for him. So I mean, Joe came out and said, we're pleased to qualify from the group. Once one of the objectives we set for the players was to qualify for knockout football. So they're doing themselves proud. And there's a lot more players in that age group who I know that me and Gary will continue to talk about over the coming podcasts as well. But some of my favourites, George Feeney, Harry Byrne being a few of them. I believe Oliver Iro's brother as well, Blake, plays in goal for them as well. So he's a very good prospect for them as well, with Samuel Archer stepping up to the 21s at the moment. But yeah, so Premier League 2 doesn't return until January, with a home fixture against West Ham. Our under-18s host fellow North London side Arsenal in the under-18s Premier League section in the South. Second in the South section, game in hand over Palace in first. So definitely positive for us in the future. And I'm hoping that some of our youth players are actually on loan as well, return a bit better. I mean, there was good game time again for Lancashire and Phillips. But my favourite, Jamie Donnelly, still seems to be... Well, at least he made it back to the bench this last 2 games. Let's put it that way. But that seat is literally getting deeper and deeper and deeper, and he's got an arse groove in it now. But for me, we're definitely looking at Will Lancashire coming back and hopefully being our third choice striker next year. And I think we was hoping Dane was going to step through recently, weren't we, as well, for us? And somehow our pigeon friend seems to still be surviving one way or another. And is it illegal to shoot pigeons in the United Kingdom or only in London?
Because no.
Side's already looked it up.
Yeah. I've done vermin control. Can I ask a quick question about the youth side? Which squad do you think Mason Mealy is going to be integrated with?
The 21s.
He's going into the firsts. He's going first, from what I've heard. I know me and Gary have spoken about him, and we know he's going to be with the 21s, but he's actually going to be training with the firsts as well. So he'll play his football.
He'll be very similar to like Janai Byfield. I think he'll be playing 21 football, but I think he'll be in and around the first team. Like Byfield, like I think Luca Williams-Barnett will be now. He's back from the under-17s World Cup.
England,
Yeah, and I think that he'll be in and around that. Certainly doesn't join us until January the 1st. But by all accounts, absolute outstanding footballer.
He's a freak of nature. He is like a freak. And I mean, this guy scores And I know it's the Irish League, and I know we hyped up Troy Parrott before, and obviously he is doing bits. So good luck to Troy, and congratulations. Apparently, West Ham and Man United are looking at him. That's how delusional their scouting teams are. But realistically, Malia is very, very good and all of that. And I think as soon as he comes in, I would rather send him out on loan to straight away start off with. I would rather get him to join Spurs and send him straight out to Europe. Send him to Germany with Phil. Phil will put him up for the weekend, keep him going. Phil's got no one else living with him, so it's all right. But get him a loan like that. Don't let him stagnate somewhere in the 21s, because that's what's happened to so many players in the past. It's just not.
You look at our was it last year, 2 years ago, the under-21s, how incredible that team was and that squad was, and we were winning everything. You know, Will Lancashire was scoring goals for absolute fun, and I think that you've hit it on the nail on the head again, Callum. Like, don't let these players stagnate. They need to be playing, and you've got a player sitting on the bench at Stoke, and there's no disrespect to Stoke, but these guys need to be playing. Even if they have to drop down slightly, get games in there, get games in for them. There's a great little documentary on YouTube, if you haven't seen it, with Will Lancashire talking about being on loan, where he's at Oxford. Seems a really highly intelligent lad, very, very likable. And I'm not sure if I was on the podcast with either of you guys where I said it, but I didn't want him to leave this summer. I felt that he had something in him for the squad. And I still think that now. You know, you look at Kallum when he came in and just immediately got injured. We could have done with someone like Will Lancashire. He's a big, big guy. He's progressed well in the Championship. So I would love to see him back in and around the first team. But we've got some very, very exciting players. Just to let everybody know as well, the under-18s game against Arsenal is on Spurs Play. It's live. They do play quite a lot of the games on there if you haven't got it. I know not many people are big fans of Spurs Play, but if you want to follow the youth, like me and Callum do, definitely have to check that out. Most of the under-21s are down in Stevenage. Me and Callum go down and watch that. So if you're ever near Stevenage, it's £7. Come and join us, and we'll probably stream from there one day anyway.